Ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the episode, don't forget to check out the brand new Patreon page. It's patreon.com/snackspot. Links in the episode description, but more on that later. Let's get into the show.
Complete accident.
I didn't like that one bit.
Didn't mean to do that. I don't know how that ended up there.
Uh-huh. You came in. See that? Wow. I'm sorry. You really do lose a lot of your energy from here to there. You came in ready to fucking finger everybody's shoes, and now you're sitting here and you're like,
Do you know how difficult it is for me to get from my car into the studio?
it's got to be tough, dude. I know you're working hard. You're a man about town.
And so I give it everything I got.
I know. Just to be here.
And then I fall flat on my face.
That's okay. That's okay. I think you still.
Like this right now
Yeah, with your eyes closed.
feels sensational. I might record the rest of the podcast like this.
With your. I don't think you'll miss too much. I think you'll be all right.
Though is the problem.
Yeah. See, I don't even like to sing the words to
I don't
that
even
song.
know what the words are.
I just like to.
I think that is the words.
Yeah, it's pretty close. Man, there's a period of time where like you could have been a pop star in the 80s and it would have been so easy. You just do that and then you like roll up the sleeves on your sports jacket.
Yeah.
Platinum record, dude.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down.
Rick Astley
desert you.
Obviously that song, is all-time meme, prank, whatever you want to call it, just because it's like the Rickrolling thing. Yeah, because the Rickroll just happened like before the term meme even existed, right? But like the song that we were just, singing, not singing, like that band, that's their one song. Whatever that band is, I'm pretty sure that's their one song.
I don't know what song it is.
Exactly.
I mean, I know what song it is, but I don't know what song
but you
it
don't
is.
know the name of it or anything.
No.
But
I don't
people
know the
still
name
like
of
that
these
song's
songs,
still getting tossed on like a ton of 80s playlists and things like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think the 80s, if you were going to be a one-hit wonder, 80s was probably the best time for it.
I bet you there's a good argument behind that. I feel like now is the time you can be a one-hit wonder. You have one song that's popular.
That's
That
true.
goes viral on the internet, and then that's all you got.
Island Boys, do you think those guys were considered one-hit wonders?
No, they're
Did they even
no-hit
have a
wonders.
song?
No,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then they started doing some weird shit.
Dude, I very recently heard about that, and
Yeah.
oh my God, I can't believe that happened. I don't even want to say it but I also don't want people to Google it.
No, I'd rather them Google it.
Okay, yeah, Google
Yeah.
it. Google. Hey,
Look,
if you want to have,
check in on what the Island Boys are up to.
turn
lately.
off all the lights and look in on the Island Boys because they're.
Throw on your 80s playlist.
Yeah.
No,
Island
not that
Boy.
one. No, I don't like that at all.
Island boy.
That's
Island boy. I'm an island boy.
no, stop. I didn't like that.
Island
I didn't like that.
boy. Yeah, that's
I
a
disavow.
wacky one. That's a bit of a wacky one. But you can't stop. That's what I'm saying. Though 90s also a lot of one-hit wonders too.
So there's just always going to be one-hit wonders.
There always are going to be
established.
one-hit wonders, but I do wonder which decade had like the most one-hit wonders because I think it maybe was.
I think they're all the
I think
same.
it might be the 80s. No. One decade has to
Do
have
the
more
math,
one-hit
Andy.
wonders than the other. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm calculating. I'm doing the trig equations, the appropriate ones.
The quadratic formula?
I'm doing a couple. I'm dabbling into quadratics. There's not as much quadratic, involved in this particular algorithm as you might think.
Dude, I got a boring ass question for you that sparked big debate over the weekend.
Okay.
And I don't know the science behind it, but there
God.
is science.
I'm terrified of this.
All right, so let's say you had a rope long enough. So you have a rope. And let's say
Okay.
it's long enough to go around the entire Earth, like the entire circumference of the Earth,
Got it.
and touch end to end.
Got it.
Okay. How many feet of rope do you think you'd have to add to make that rope be 1 foot off the Earth all the way around? So you're adding 1 foot.
So
you're pretty
it's
much
the
adding 1 foot
between-
to
the distance
entire,
between the rope and the earth, right?
Yes.
So there's space in there.
So you're
Fuck, I don't know.
kind of like
ton.
adding 1 foot to the like yeah.
I don't know. A bunch of feet.
You gotta get.
This is
yeah.
impossible. This is
All right, but I'll
truly
tell you what the
impossible.
answer is.
Okay.
You wanna know what the answer is?
Yeah, tell me the answer.
6 feet,
No way. God damn, science is cool,
dude. And there's some science that backs it up. You take
Oh,
like
100%.
diameter.
Again.
You get pi comes into play.
Oh, obviously pi, dude.
Pi.
If we're doing
pi
math,
r squared.
obviously, we're talking circles and shapes. Pi r
2
squared
pi
has to show
squared
up.
or something like that.
Sure, that's a part. Those are also letters and numbers.
Yeah.
So
6 feet.
6 feet, man.
Figure that shit out.
Guys,
You bet it.
science is
You
cool.
didn't want to like in my
thought
head
it
I
was
was like
gonna
there's
be
no yeah.
so many.
But you accepted it right away, so it wasn't really a debate.
Yeah, no. I mean, I
did not.
of course you didn't.
No.
Of course you didn't.
But then I became
Not
team
a bad
6
thing
feet.
though. Not a bad thing though. Okay.
Then I became team 6 feet. I was heavily invested.
I'm a pretty trusting fella. A little too much sometimes. So if you tell me it's 6 feet,
It's 6 feet.
it's fucking
So-
6 feet. It's whatever, dude. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, now that's a hill I will literally die on. You tell me any fact, true or false, although obviously a fact by its nature is true. But if you present a statement to me
fact,
as
yeah.
a fact,
You're
I'll
in.
die on that hill.
Yeah,
I'll die on any hill. I will die on
agree with that.
any hill.
I need an explanation. Like if some shit doesn't make sense to me, I need an explanation.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But I feel like,
Still waiting on a lot of them, but
yeah. Fucking
no, we're not getting
whatever.
there.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of something inexplicable, but I can't.
I can think of 2 at least. I can think of 3 right off the bat.
3
but we're not
inexplicable
getting into
things.
them.
You don't want to talk inexplicable?
I've talked about all of them. Like for the past 3 weeks,
okay.
I've discussed
You
an inexplicable thing. So I'm
Oh
past,
my
I'm
God.
past the point of using
Your
my
cameras are still inexplicable to you?
brain.
Helen
No,
Keller?
cameras not one. Helen Keller is one.
Is
Smoke is one, and
Smoke?
and flooding the streets with wine is the third one.
Yeah, those impossible things. Even though we've seen them with our own eyes, absolutely impossible.
Because if you see smoke, what's it doing?
it's fucking dispersing.
It's going up.
It's going up. I
That's-
remember this
yeah.
conversation a little bit, actually. That was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
That's all. We don't
Yeah.
need to talk about it anymore.
No, of course not.
I know I'm right on that one.
I'm sure.
debunked
I'm
science.
sure you know that. I'm sure you do
I've
know
debunked
that.
science.
But then that becomes the new science. So
No, the new
Yeah.
science is supposed to explain to me why the smoke's not going up.
Well-
And they're trying to use the old science to do that.
sure, we're not an old science kind
No,
of
we don't do
crew
old
here.
science.
We're into new science.
Yeah.
You know. Oh my God,
Stem cells.
I got some sad news, dude.
What you got? How
I-
sad.
It's not the. I hate to be the one to break this to you because
All
I think I am. But it's a kind of sad way to start off the show. But I feel like we got to mention it. The actor who played Ducky passed away. Yeah,
Really?
he died. I don't know any details, but I'm pretty sure he died today or yesterday.
I don't believe it.
Fair enough. You think you think Ducky
Him and James
James?
Buffet.
Okay, got it. Honestly, that's a kind of a cool crew.
Yeah,
That's
that's
kind
a
of-
great crew.
That is
Dude,
pretty
because
cool.
if anybody's ever watched NCIS, he has several serious health. He gets shot, and then he has a heart attack, and like all of these times he supposedly dies, and then he's still there. He's on the show, so I'd have to assume this is just a way to write him off the show for good.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think didn't he leave the show a while back?
Yeah, but there was a chance he came back, but now that he's dead, he can never come back on the show. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah. For some reason, this is making me kind of sad. You're talking about this man as if he is his character. But
I love Ducky.
I know it's a shame that he, died. But he seemed pretty old, so hopefully,
Had to have been up there. Had to have been at least 170 years old.
dude, he was an old man. I'd like to see a picture of I'd like to see what that guy looked like as a young man. I want to see if he was like a handsome
I've
fella.
seen him as a young man before a few times.
I'm not talking about flashbacks on the show,
Oh,
Matthew. I want actual photos of that actor.
I'm sure they do a decent job. I'm sure he's like, yeah, that's what I looked like.
Yeah, but I want to see I want to see hard evidence, dude. I want to see the science. I want to see the new science of young Ducky.
We could do some, dude. Just
AI
that shit.
Yeah, AI
Young
it.
Ducky.
Young Ducky AI.
Yeah, probably spot on too. That shit's crazy.
It is pretty good. I want to explore some stuff about that a little more.
No.
So I've been seeing some cool AI stuff recently. People doing like some really wacky animations and things. It's very cool.
See, that's not as cool if you can just type it into AI and it makes it though. I think it's cool when people make it.
Yeah, that's
because like if I can go on and make it, that's not cool because I don't know the first thing about that shit.
Yeah, you're right. I guess it takes away from it a little bit.
But I feel like if you know what you're doing, you can probably be more like specific on certain things, and I think AI would understand what you're saying and do that well.
Sure.
If I was like, generate me a cartoon, doing backflips, probably be pretty average.
Sure. But
But pre-AI couldn't do that.
No. Pre-AI, dude. We're talking pre-AI.
We're talking flip books.
Crazy. Oh
Sticky
God.
notes.
I love them.
Not me.
You don't like flip books?
I mean, I guess I appreciate a good flip book, but I never enjoyed creating them because it was too much. I'm not patient enough to sit there and
I hear you.
Like claymation style.
Yeah. Sometimes it does feel like that in Parks and Recreation when Ben like loses his job and he makes a claymation movie and he thinks he's got this crazy great project and he shows it to Leslie and it's 2 seconds long and he's like, I thought that was incredible when I was making it.
And it was ass.
Something like that. Yeah. It'd be that kind of situation.
Is that what they do when they do? Like, are they really just
it's
poking that along?
Awesome. It's so crazy. You would hate it. It's so tedious. It's lit. I mean, it's boom, boom, boom. Like, I have watched a couple documentaries about like claymation and stuff, but one was specifically on the Aardman Studio, which is like Wallace and Gromit and like all that shit. You don't know Wallace and Gromit?
No fucking idea what Wallace and Gromit is.
It's pretty.
I know what a grommet is, like the little thing that you put in the corner of a flag, like the ring.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Grommet is.
Gromit's the dog in Wallace and Gromit. It's the guy. He's got a green sweater vest on, and he's like, cheese, Wallace. But they
Spoons?
They
what
broke
was that
through.
Guy?
Oh, Salad Fingers.
Salad Fingers.
That was the scariest thing I've ever seen for a chunk of time. One of our babysitters showed us that video.
Yeah.
And scared the hell out of me.
I was down.
Dude, I still think Salad Fingers is going to come get me.
What if he does?
I don't know what I'm
going to do. What if
Salad
Fingers is the Hat Man?
That would make a lot of sense.
Could be your Hat Man.
My own personal Hat Man is the Hat Man appears differently to everyone.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And Salad Fingers is mine.
Yeah, it's
that
like training with Ra's al Ghul, the League of Shadows. Yeah, what are you most afraid of? Salad Fingers.
I'm going to open that little ornate box and Salad Fingers is going to be in there. A whole ass salad spoon. That was what a fascinating time for the internet, because that was when you had that on YouTube. YouTube was like for Salad Fingers and Charlie the Unicorn.
Charlie the Unicorn was good. So was dude, what was the one about the horse pee that was lemonade? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that sounds so familiar, but I don't think so.
I remember that one being funny.
It was so
Smosh.
Smosh, yeah, man. All right,
Smosh had some hits. Going to the Mountain.
All-time classic.
I still say, I'm Angelina Jolie. I've got big lips and I can curve a bullet all the time.
It's wild how that's the line that is like so memorable from that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? It's such a specific memory, I guess, for like the people who grew up when that movie was coming out and watching those trailers. Because I mean, it's exactly what
never watched the movie. I don't even know what movie it's from.
Wanted, it's called.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what I always assumed.
Or it's her. It's Angelina Jolie.
And Brad Pitt.
No, it's James. The guy who plays Professor, like young Professor X, James, whatever. He's in Split. You ever see Split? Yeah, James and the Giant Peach.
Nice.
What is that guy's name? You ever see Split though? The M. Night Shyamalan movie with like the.
I don't fuck with M. Night.
Any of it? What about? I'm trying to think of one good M. Night Shyamalan movie I've seen. I mean, I did like Split, and I liked Glass.
And is he a Nets fan?
I can't remember. He's probably a Sixers fan because he's a huge Philadelphia guy. Like all his movies take place in Philadelphia. He's always shooting in Philadelphia. He's got to be a Sixers fan. If he's not, then M. Night Shyamalan has zero integrity.
Yeah, the 76ers.
Yeah, you gotta. He's a big Philly fella. Big Philly
man. If you go to
a
Sixers fame, you'll likely see M. Night Shyamalan sitting courtside. Born in India but grew up in Philadelphia.
That's his story.
Yep.
Sticking to it.
Not bad.
Would you like to be like a Spike Lee-esque guy?
Is he a Knicks fan?
Yes, he's the one who's there at every game.
Gotcha.
Courtside.
Yeah. I think that's how M. Night Shyamalan is, though, with the 76ers.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you like to be in that position for any team of anything, like, say the Sabres?
Would you like to be like their most famous fan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It means that you're probably very famous and successful.
Right. So there is that aspect of it, which is good. There was a guy who was a Nets fan, and he, what was his name? I think it was named for like there's that bike brand that starts with an H.
Huffy.
Maybe it was Huffy. I think that was his name, and he wore like a Cookie Monster hat, and he would like dance around at all the games. I saw him, so I went to the Barclays Center, I think just once, but I saw him there, and he died, which is sad. But
he was putting on a clinic when he was there.
Yeah, he really was. He was doing a great thing. But I would say the Nets' most famous fan is Mr. Whammy. If you know, you know. Mr. Whammy, who I believe is still alive.
I'm familiar with Mr. Whammy.
Oh, of course, dude. I miss watching basketball. Folks, fall is officially here. You know what that means. Back to school, Halloween. Why not make things a little easier on your schedule this fall and start using Instacart? Because with Instacart, you get not just groceries, but also some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. The best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Make things a little easier on yourself and start using Instacart today. Folks, a great way to support the show is to actually do something nice for yourself and go check out all the merch we have got over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. We've got all kinds of awesome stuff on there, not just apparel like the t-shirts, which are spectacular, the hoodies, which are immaculate, and of course the long sleeve. We've got slides, we've got water bottles, those like nice metal ones that are really cool, bucket hats, notebooks, all kinds of great stuff, not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the other 2 podcasts that we produce right here. So once again, go check out all that stuff. Grab yourself something nice at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Link is in this episode description. Go check it out and help support the show. Folks, I mentioned it up top, but once again, I've got to tell you about the brand new Patreon page that we've got going. It's patreon.com/snackspot. Good news, folks. It's only $3 a month, and we've got all kinds of really cool exclusive content up there right now and a lot more on the way. We've got a couple episodes of the short-lived Bad Directions podcast and, of course, the Captions On podcast, which myself, Faz from Schemin' and Dreamin', and, of course, Emily are doing. We're going our way through all the Disney Channel originals. I cannot recommend that podcast enough. It's a podcast that I wish I had listened to. You know what I'm saying? It's so good, and it's a crazy roller coaster of emotions. Last night we did an episode. I can't even get into it. You got to check it out for yourself. Once again, just hit the link in this episode description or check out our Instagram bio because the link's going to be there as well. It's patreon.com/snackspot. We got a lot of other cool exclusive content and series on the way, heading to the Patreon. So sign up now, get in on the action a little early. Once again, it's patreon.com/snackspot. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', or Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we produce right here, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Podcast advertising has grown so much as podcasting has grown. I think because of how effective it is. You know, Forbes has done articles about it. I've seen statistics that say the success rate of podcast advertising is up to 19% more successful than, TV advertising or, more traditional media, stuff like that. I think a big part of it is the host read ads. There's a lot of stuff, but for whatever reason, these large companies are moving into the podcast space, like McDonald's, State Farm. They're all advertising on podcasts. These massive companies with these huge advertising budgets, they're doing commercials on the Super Bowl. They're moving into the podcasting space, and it's really cool to see them, start to, well, not really start. Now they're just kind of fully in there and move away, though, from more traditional media like TV and stuff to something that is a little more effective, a little more relevant, a little more current. The problem is it hasn't left any smaller, any room for, local or even small businesses to get in on the action. But that's what we are here for. That's what we're all about. So again, if you're interested in just learning more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
You know who the Earl of Bud is?
Mm-mm.
Dude, I don't know his whole backstory. I was just trying to look it up quick. But he was this guy, and it started at the Bisons game, Buffalo Bisons. He was a huge, Buffalo sports fan. And he would, go to the Bisons game, and when the song Tequila would come on, he would, maybe it was to other songs too, but he would do this, crazy dance. He would get up on the dugout and do this, crazy dance.
Like Pee Wee Herman?
Yes,
He would do that?
Yeah, he would do that dance.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know if he was maybe he was a vendor, you know how they go up and down the aisles and sell peanuts and beer and stuff like that. Maybe he was like that, but he would wear a white tuxedo, and he would up on the dugout, and he would get the place going. And then he started doing it at Sabres games, at the Odd and then at KeyBank Center, and he would get up on the railings in the 100 level, and he would be going, and the place loved him. The Earl of Bud, Buffalo sports legend.
Wow.
And they've brought him back a few times.
He's still kicking?
Yeah, still alive. I mean, he doesn't really have the moves necessarily anymore.
Sure.
But
Somebody else has to move his arms for him.
I don't remember if it was the Rick Jeanneret retirement game or what that they brought him back for.
It's like the fucking...
And he was at the arena.
72 salute or whatever. Instead of the shots going off, it's just this guy doing a somber tequila. Yeah.
No, I mean, he probably gave him more juice than that. He wasn't. His face wasn't somber. The way that this wrist is so limp. The way that wrist is so. That would be the most depressing song ever. Kill me. No, that would be the saddest song of all time.
Yeah. What if you still hit the tequila with all that power? Tequila! Dude, send me off with one of those. Because also, that song...
That's what when at your funeral, when we're carrying the casket out, that's what you want? A somber version of Tequila played on the piano?
No, this is what
I
want.
On the harp? Somebody harping the slowest version of Tequila ever.
You haven't heard Tequila, too. You've heard it on the harp, dude.
Slow-mo, though. Imagine that conversation. Hey, I'm gonna need you to walk us out to Tequila, but as slow as possible.
Yeah.
On the harp.
No, but this is what I want. What I want is, as my coffin is being lowered into the grave, I want that song to be played. And I want, because also playing it that slow and somber is going to stretch it out a lot, right? So that's going to make that song at least 7 minutes long. And
I want to play the whole song.
Yeah, and I want everybody to have to stand there saluting
to the song Tequila,
except for the Earl of Bud, and be there on the coffin as it's being lowered.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Unfortunately, I don't know that the Earl of Bud is going to make it that long. With all due respect to the Earl.
I'll try to speed it up.
No, but if that was the case, I would pay big bucks.
Oh, yeah.
If the Earl of Bud was still in his prime, I would pay big bucks to have him on my coffin,
dude,
doing Tequila.
That's the only way to leave this mortal coil.
Yeah.
Is to the
getting stomped on by the Earl of Bud. You think he'd do it? How much money do you think he'd do it for? How much money would you do it for? If somebody called you right now and was like, hey, I need you to come dance on this coffin as we lower it into the ground.
Honestly, I'd do it for free.
That's crazy.
I would do it for free. If to respect this person's last wishes, I would do it free of charge. Now,
if it was that person's wishes.
If it was that person's wishes,
okay.
Yes.
I guess that makes sense.
Do
you think they'd have to explain that to everybody at the service before you did it? Hey, just so you know, his last wish was there's going to be somebody dancing on his coffin? Or do you think that you just do it? Because I feel like somebody would, tackle you off.
Oh, well.
If they didn't know.
Right. I mean, as long as, your wife knows or something.
Who's the
right?
Who's the most serious person that you can think of? That you know. The most serious person. Barely ever seen him crack a smile.
In history?
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones. The actor Tommy Lee Jones.
Okay, but I meant somebody you know.
Oh, okay, I wasn't sure.
But you don't actually have to give a name. But
yeah.
Imagine if that person secretly had a good sense of humor and that was what they wanted. because that would be funny.
That'd be
Like,
incredible.
this is not something that there's no way that this is what this person wanted.
The ultimate long con.
Yeah.
God, that'd be incredible.
Pretend your whole life that you're a serious person just so that when you pass, you can do a ton of funny shit.
They would be like an old man, like crotchety neighbor, just yell at all the kids
Gran
all the
Torino.
time. Yeah, be a Gran Torino. And then when you die, they have like an estate sale, and they go into your house, and it's just like
whoopee cushions.
It's all.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was gonna say like Hello Kitty shit, but like just
like
old
funny prank stuff. Yeah, it looks like an
joy
old
buzzers.
Yeah. The gum,
the shotgun, dude.
Yeah.
The shotgun was an all-timer,
dude.
If you were smart, you'd put it in a juicy fruit wrapper and then because otherwise, because gum when you're a fucking little thing that just says cherry on or whatever.
Yeah, and a giant metal stick
I
already
know.
halfway out.
Yeah. I'm too smart.
Like
for
all
that.
of a sudden somebody has some common courtesy to give you to pre pull your stick.
That's a sick move though. Like think about if people that can do that with like cigarettes. Like that is a sick move.
Yeah.
Like
well, as we know, cigarettes are cool.
Cigarettes are cool, dude. Do you ever think about that? Like how cool cigarettes are?
No,
I do. I've never smoked one, and I don't want to ever. But if it were healthy, and obviously I don't want to smoke because it'll damage my comic books if I touch them after smoking, or if the smoke is in the air on my clothes or anything. That's the number one reason I don't smoke anything at all. But cigarettes look so cool when people smoke them.
I think it very much so depends on the person smoking it.
That's fair.
There's some people I've seen smoking cigarettes that I'm like, there's nothing cool.
Well,
about that.
when you have to move the oxygen mask aside to get the butt in there, that's a little rough. But
if you watch like old cig commercials and it's like a guy in a nice suit in a nice like convertible, with some cool sunglasses on,
incredible.
Nice comb over.
I know. And the thing is, that guy's only living to fucking 56 anyways. So like, what's the problem? You might as well. That you might as well have smoked back then because no one was gonna live very long anyways. Well, I guess what I'm saying is, I think I would look cool smoking a cigarette. Although now that I say that, no, I don't.
Agree to disagree.
I guess it all depends. I think I could pull it off.
People would be like,
I think I could pull it off.
People would be like, damn, I hope this guy's
got lung cancer.
No, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This guy, like, the picture of Ben Affleck smoking the dart, where he's just like,
God damn it, he just had a hard day.
Yeah,
just a hard Affleck day, dude. People got on that guy, just very unfairly.
Why? I'm a big Affleck
No, I know,
guy.
but I feel like people all the time he like gets shit on, and he's just because you know what? I honestly think
are him and J-Lo still married?
I believe so. Yeah,
good.
Yeah, good.
Love is real.
I know. They finally got back together. Finally.
Fuck A-Rod. I actually don't mind.
No, I don't mind A-Rod either. I don't mind anybody who does steroids. I'm pro. Pro
that I agree.
Yeah, I'm pro.
Anybody who played baseball in the steroid era and did steroids, good for you.
Yeah. I gotta finish watching that Untold about the guy who like supplied Barry Bonds with steroids and stuff. I still like him because for me, not being like a huge sports fan, like that's the shit I'm interested in. Is like the secret stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I feel like they don't even give you enough. They're candy pieces.
Okay.
They're sugar coated. They don't even give you all the deets anymore.
You know what? I feel like the past couple that has been true for
Dude,
the Manziel one and
the swamp
one.
Yeah.
I
Swamp
think they
stories.
both had
what was
that.
it called?
Swamp Gators. Fuck, I don't remember.
I don't think it had the word. Gators make sense, but I don't think it had the word Gators.
No, it was Swamp Kings.
Swamp Kings.
Dude, I'm a bit of a Swamp King myself. I get down Florida way, dude. You've seen me. You've seen me down in the humid weather. Something happens once I cross the Mason-Dixon. I'm a bit of a
swamping it up.
I'm a bit of a Swamp King myself. I don't mind saying. I'm a bit of swamp royalty down Florida way. Packing up.
I don't know. What do you think about the Taylor Swift Travis Kelce relationship?
I want to hate Travis Kelce so bad. Like because I feel like there's been so many times when the Bills have played the Chiefs where Kelce's been the difference maker and he's fucked us, and it makes me so.
Always.
I mean, I hate his fucking guts on the field, but I hear that he's a really cool guy. And I didn't watch a Saturday Night Live episode because I was angry, but my buddy told me it was sick, so I did watch it, and he did have some funny sketches, and he did a good job. So I gotta just let it go.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's cool.
I don't hate Travis Kelce by any means.
No.
I think I like Travis Kelce. I mean, obviously not when he's playing against the
No,
Bills.
but aside from that, yes.
Yeah, and I also think that it's cool to date Taylor Swift. Like that's cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why,
Even
you think not?
No, I'm not saying it's not. I think it is.
I think Taylor it could come back to bite him in the ass. No, but I was going to say maybe Taylor Swift's matured now. She's ready to really settle down. And Travis Kelce, or maybe they're just,
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
It's cool, dude. I did see a lot of people freaking out, because I did do a little investigating. I did a little investigating myself. And, some Taylor Swift fans were, like, not happy about it because...
Why?
Well, I think it's because partially... From what I heard, some of the pickup line that Travis Kelce used was because Taylor Swift obviously played that stadium, and he was like, you rocked Arrowhead, now let me show you how I rock Arrowhead. And she was like, okay, next thing you know, she's in a box with his mom. That sounds cool, dude, and also very nice. Like that, that sounds nice. Yeah. I don't know. Sounds all right. She's up there with Deb hanging out. I don't know. It's cool.
Dude, I did see a couple, the Swifties, next level group of people.
Which is another thing you got to be worried about dating Taylor Swift because those
yeah, but
fans
I don't
wild.
think Travis Kelce gives a fuck about the Swifties.
That's
Dude,
true.
I actually screenshotted a tweet, not for this, but I'm glad that now I remembered that I screenshotted it because I saw a fucking stat, dude, that is crazy, especially when you think about how big the NFL is. Listen to this stat. Since Taylor Swift showed up to Sunday's Chiefs-Bears game, then these are the stats. There's been a 400% spike in Travis Kelce jersey sales. The Kelce's podcast ranks #1 overall on Apple. Travis Kelce himself added 383,000 Instagram followers. 24.3 million viewers watched that game.
Yeah.
63% jump in female viewership of that game from ages 18 to 49, 3 times increase in Chiefs searches on the internet, a 3 times increase in Chiefs sales on StubHub. The Chiefs sold more tickets in a single day since the start of the season.
Jesus Christ. That is...
And I, honest to God, think, those Chiefs ticket sales are not people going to watch the Chiefs. They're people that want to go see Taylor Swift. But that's fucking crazy. When you think about how big the NFL is, to have somebody that comes in and boosts their numbers that much is insane, dude. The NFL, not that Taylor Swift needs to be paid any more money, but the NFL, honestly, Taylor Swift should be asking for a kickback because that's fucking crazy. When you talk about percentages too, or 3 times, whatever it is, that number that's being increased by that percentage is already such a massive number that I can't imagine how much money that generated.
I think this is really finally what's gonna make a lot of people, if they haven't already, see the insane tidal wave of Taylor Swift. Because if you look at the statistics of this current tour that she's on, every city that she goes to has an insane increase in she changes the economy of the cities that she visits in the course of 2 or 3 days that she's there. It's wild.
That's what they're saying.
But I did see. You're right about the people buying those tickets to the Chiefs games for a potential chance at Taylor, because I did see a video of a bunch of people waiting. Yes,
dude,
yes.
And they're like, she's in there.
She's in there.
Dude, that video is so funny. And also, she might have been in there. I'm not convinced that she wasn't.
I don't.
Dude, because if she walked, how did you?
Well,
so,
I saw another video of her, though, leaving with Travis
With
Kelce.
Travis out of the stadium. But she... So, I mean, obviously there's different ways to get down to the
from the box to the locker room. They put her in the popcorn. Okay, I'm back in.
But there's different ways to do that. Obviously there's private ways to the owners.
Oh, they got secret stuff.
Yeah, no, they have special. I'm sure
elevators.
They have special elevators.
Dude, there's elevators all over that place.
Yeah,
there's 60 elevators in that stadium.
How do you know,
brother? When it comes to elevators, I know what I'm talking about.
All right.
Just trust me on that. As far as elevators per county,
it's one of the most
I'm the
iconic
guy you want to
stadiums
talk to. I'm the guy you want to talk to.
GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium, something like that.
Very nice. But I'm back in on Taylor Swift being inside that popcorn box.
Yeah.
Man. It's a bit of a Houdini act, which
which makes it so much fucking cooler.
Imagine that's one of those instances where
I feel like that's like 80s Michael Jackson or whatever.
Dude,
like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's old school famous.
Yeah, that's old school famous. Having to get put in the
famous.
popcorn box to get taken out of the suite, dude. That's fucking sick.
And isn't it so wild that she's one of the largest female artists of all time? She might be the biggest female artist of all time, but I would assume so, but I'm not positive.
She's got to be getting there
so I
if
can't.
she's not.
Yeah, but I mean, you are one of the most famous people on the planet, and you gotta still like get inside that tiny little popcorn sarcophagus and like
Dude, I'm
have
so
some
convinced
fucking
she was in the
roll
popcorn
you.
box.
If she was, man, how? If she was,
I can't wait for like 30 years from now for a story to come out like, yeah, I was in the popcorn box.
We should, yeah,
we gotta figure out how to get a Taylor Swift interview.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Could you imagine our numbies? If we interviewed Taylor Swift, could you imagine our numbies?
I think the only angle we could take on it is like,
please let us interview.
Why would it, like, maybe this is like fun and kitschy, you know what I'm saying, to go on like
I'll start tweeting at her.
Such a small platform.
I'll start tweeting at her.
Sure.
I'll DM her.
Hey,
can you come on my podcast, please? You never know.
You've
Taylor.
rocked Arrowhead. Now let me show you how we rock a podcast
studio.
Let me show you how we rock the Gateway Center.
Yeah. I wish the Chiefs, dude, see, that's the problem is I think the Bills play at the Chiefs again this year. If the Chiefs played at the Bills, maybe there's a chance she was in town.
I don't know. I think she might have a good time, though. She came.
Yeah.
Here. Check out the
little
smell of Cheerios in the old nostrils.
Yeah.
Fill the lungs. I think that helps you sing. Cheerios helps your heart.
Yeah, for
helped your
sure.
voice.
Well, when Adele was going through her thing, she actually came to Buffalo. She just slept at Riverworks for a few nights.
Oh yeah, she stayed in the General Mills.
Yeah.
Dude. So Joe Biden's dog, he's got like
the one
a German
that's biting
Shepherd.
people. Well, he got a new one.
Another guy.
No, he had to get a new one. I think the other one bites too. I mean, the dog can't be very well disciplined.
There's a dog. One of his dogs.
Yeah, I think they had to get rid of his first dog.
I think
so. And then he got a new one.
And this one has bitten. I think he bit a Secret Service guy today, and that's 11 bodies this dog has.
Well, he's not killing the people.
No, I know, but it's a fucking whatever. You know what I mean?
How bitey are we talking? Like a puppy bite, or like is this fucker really chowing down?
I mean, it's a full-grown dog, and it's a German Shepherd, and I assume if that thing's untrained, it's gonna be a problem.
That thing's got to be untrained.
Yeah.
There's no way Sleepy Joe is out here training a dog.
That'd be hilarious. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. I'll show you. Can't teach an old dog how to walk upstairs without falling and killing himself brutally.
Yeah. No, you got to be out. If you want to run a country, you know what? That's a new stipulation. You get new rule for America.
Okay.
Instituted originally. Send it right. I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. Send it right up the stairs. If you want to become president, so you get elected president, and then in that time from like when the election ends, like what is it, like January to November or whatever that gap is, November to January, they have to give you a puppy and you have to train it. You don't have to keep it like once you become president.
It's the Kingsman rules.
But literally, you have to train a dog before, and then that dog, you have to put it through like one of those on Thanksgiving, you have to go on
the Westminster Dog Show, the dog show,
sponsored by Pedigree.
Yeah,
and you have to, just walk. It doesn't have to be crazy, like it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's gotta listen to commands, maybe do some sit, maybe a shake, probably a shake. I
gotta tell you, I don't think that's a bad idea.
And especially then if they're like, oh, you can train a dog, you can run our country.
Kind of. I don't think that's a bad idea. I do think that if you could, show the president like progressing their dog's training like that, it would give the people a little more confidence in them.
I've trained a dog. I'm the best dog trainer that there's ever been. You want to see me train a dog?
No dog.
There's nobody that you think your dog's better trained than mine. There's no way. My dog is the best trained dog that you've ever seen.
They gave me a Chihuahua. I trained it so well. It's now a St. Bernard. It's the biggest Chihuahua you've ever seen. That's how good of a dog trainer I am. I lost it. Whatever. We're moving. But I don't think that's a terrible idea. I don't think that's a terrible idea. It's like in sitcoms when kids have to like get a bag of flour or an egg that they have to treat like a baby. There's no the president, you don't have to do anything. I did have to
I never had to do
You didn't have to take care of one of the fake babies?
No, our health teacher like blew out his knee at volleyball practice my year that I had to take health class, like that, whatever that, like, course is, and I never,
really?
Never got the baby.
Yeah, and honestly, it wasn't too bad. I had it, like, in my lap at a drive-thru. I was getting Dunkin' Donuts. I was sitting in the passenger seat. Mom was driving, and the kid at the drive-thru window was like, "Oh, dude, I had to do that like 3 years ago. Get a paint stirrer from Home Depot and tape it to the back so that it keeps its neck straight, because that's like a big thing with those baby robots. Is like you get a lot of points off if you fucking
that neck will be snapping.
Yeah, I remember I had to take it to swim practice, and I left it with the divers. So that baby probably had a big drug problem by the end of this. Divers love drugs. I'm gonna throw that out there right now.
All right. Do you think those divers specifically, or all divers?
Honestly, I want to say all divers, but I know it was just those guys.
Divers on other teams weren't doing as many drugs as they were.
It didn't seem like it.
Now, if that was part of a diving competition, though, that would be an advantage. If drugs came into play when getting scored, if your diving score was weighted based on how many drugs you've done, that would be a big advantage.
Without a doubt.
But I don't think it was.
Sure. If the rules were completely different, then things would be good. If the way the rules worked was that it was rigged for us to win, then I think we would. I think we'd have a good shot.
For all you know, there's somebody on another diving team that has an even higher drug tolerance, even though they don't do drugs, maybe, like just naturally, and they're like the best diver on drugs. Like that guy. We talked about the one day that pitched like a perfect game or something on LSD.
Oh yeah.
I think I read more about this at one point, and I think he had like 12 walks, but nobody got hits. So like walks or like outs.
Yeah, right. Well, that's something.
Yeah. I could have made that part up too. That could be incorrect, but I thought I saw something along those lines.
I've been
dude, I think I'm all in on Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
I honestly, I just talking about it.
There's a lot of her songs that I just don't like.
No, it has nothing to do with her music.
But she seems.
I did see a super funny tweet also that was like obviously a crazy Swiftie person was like, it was a thread. It was like, I don't have Travis Kelce. I'm still trying to find Travis Kelce's exact time that he was born, but I have his date of birth, and like I've compared their astrological charts or whatever.
Yeah.
And like this is great for Taylor. Like shout out, go Taylor. And somebody quoted him, was like, "Yo, this is analytics," and it was super funny because obviously football.
Yeah.
Analytics.
Yeah. Just analytics for white women.
Yeah.
Is astrology.
Yeah.
That's a good take.
That's a good take. Yeah. I thought it was really, really good.
Speaking of white women, I've been watching Gilmore Girls.
Dude. I
so
almost
good.
jokingly said Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
When you said, speaking of white women, I've been watching, I almost said Gilmore Girls.
And because there's really only one answer for that.
Talk to my girlfriend.
It's just the West Wing for white women. Because it's like they talk so fast.
There's a movie too, I've been told.
I think there's
Apparently
a
it's not as good.
Netflix. I'm sure it's not. There's like
but it's the same cast.
Yeah, it's the same cast, but you know how it is. It's brutal.
I've
been getting too into it.
Yeah,
I've been screaming at the TV.
Really?
Because there's this. So we're on season 2.
Does your wife watch it?
Yeah. She's showing me the show because she's watched it before and she likes it. So I'm watching it with her now, or she's rewatching it with me.
I watched an episode the other day, not on purpose.
I love it. It's so good. For at least, maybe it gets bad, but just shout out if anybody listening likes, is familiar with Gilmore Girls right now. We're in season 2. I'm just going to tell you my thoughts right now. Number 1, if Luke and Lorelai get together, and obviously they're going to. I know that they're going to too, but they shouldn't. It's a bad pairing. It's a terrible couple. They should never, ever, ever be together. They're both losers. Also, Jess has showed up, which is like he's like the new. Ooh, he's a bad kid. He's Luke's nephew, and he shows up into town. I hate him, I hate this kid. I hate him, dude. So Rory, who's the daughter, now it's just Gilmore Girls talk. All right, you can look at your phone, do whatever you want.
All I'm thinking about is, and I'll let you get back to it, but I've never watched the show. I've watched like bits and pieces of episodes, but because I've heard it been talked about, like I've been ranted to about it.
Yeah.
On many, not like ranted in a bad way, but like I've been explained the show many times. I could spoil the shit out of everything.
I
and it would be
have
so
no doubt.
funny.
And honestly, I don't think any of it would come as a surprise.
A couple twists and turns up that Gilmore Girls
I don't
road.
know, but it is a CW show, so maybe you'd like
I do
it.
fuck with the CW.
I know you do.
I will say, like Grey's Anatomy and Vampire Diaries are both two shows that I think are very good that I probably used to shit on.
Mm-hmm.
But the Gilmore Girls is too far because I have like watched bits and pieces.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot, but I love it.
Looks shitty.
No, it's good, dude.
It looks like
it's
a
really
shitty
good.
show.
It's weird that it's like always autumn where in that show, but it's very fun to watch. I can't get enough of it.
There's one character I like, and I don't know his name. I can only describe him in one way, but I don't know if it's a spoiler, so I'm just gonna let you die on that hill.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if I know him yet because it's so early on. But the grandpa is maybe my favorite because he's like super, super rich, like fucking servants rich.
Yeah.
Like they have maids and stuff, which is also.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him and the grandma.
And the grandma, who honestly growing on me. She's a bit of a C word, but she is very fun to watch. And I kind of feel like she has a point
There's
in
one
some cases.
episode that one scene I've seen specifically that also involves my favorite character that's very funny with that woman.
Okay. Yeah, she's good. But the grandpa, dude, he's such an asshole. I love him. He's so funny. And he's just, honestly, maybe it's because he reminds me of Dad. Not in the asshole way, but he's like always reading a newspaper and just not looking at anybody. It's awesome. It's a top-notch. It's a quality program. So I'd get on it. Anybody listening who loves a little bit of Gilmore Girls.
Moving past Gilmore Girls, want to do the Who Would Win of the Week?
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. I totally forgot.
I'm excited for this one.
Yes, it's a good call. The Who Would Win of the Week this week is Nelson Muntz versus Biff Tannen. It's Nelson from The Simpsons versus Biff from Back to the Future. Two bullies, maybe the two best bullies.
I just had a lick of deja vu. Did we already do this matchup?
No.
Okay.
I'm positive.
You always say that.
I know. And then I'm sure later tonight I'll text you and be like, I think we did this exact thing like 4 months ago or something like that. Yeah. But I know we didn't.
Did you scroll through?
I know we didn't.
Did you look at your chart? I'll do it. You start teeing it up.
Biff could be Nelson's dad. Like, they honestly grew. This is because I wanted to do a bully matchup for this week's Who Would Win. And these guys are two of the top bullies around, but they're so similar because their upbringing seem to be, there's a lot of.
Does this cut the first Who Would Win of the Week we ever did was George Costanza versus Pierce Hawthorne?
Oh no, that only goes so far back. First one we ever did was Stitch versus Joe Exotic because it was when Tiger King was the hot new beat.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get us off track.
Now Biff Tannen is a grown ass man. I mean, we could do the high school Biff for sure, which is I'll probably like use that picture in the graphic, but. I mean, high school Biff, this is an 18-year-old guy. Nelson is...
I think we definitely do high school Biff. Or we do Biff when he's like the king of the world, when he owns that casino.
Trump Biff?
Yeah.
Now let's do high school Biff. Yeah. High school Biff versus Nelson, who is in 4th grade, but I think he got held back a couple times, so he's probably like 10. So we got a 10-year-old versus an 18-year-old. But Nelson, is not just a regular... yeah, he's not just a regular, run-of-the-mill kid. Like, Nelson's got grit. Like, he's fully dirty. Like, if you put your hand on his face, like, you would rub mud off of him. Like, that's the kind of grit that Nelson has. Biff, the tough guy thing is all just kind of an act with Biff, right?
Nelson's kind of a bitch, too. He cries all the time. I mean, I know he's a 10-year-old, but...
Nelson does have the
crying.
soul of a poet. You're right. Nelson do be crying. Nelson do, in fact, be crying. And Biff is just kind of like a dumb, shitty asshole. Like, he's just kind of stupid.
Yeah, I feel like Biff is more likely to take something way too far because he thinks it's funny, and then nobody laughs. And he's like, what? You don't think it's funny? I'll fucking beat you up, too.
Yeah, right.
Like, he'll, do something, like, horrific to somebody.
But he's the thing about...
He'll, like, castrate somebody and be like, ha!
Jesus Christ.
Maybe that was too far.
Maybe. I don't know. Hey, it was the 1950s, buddy.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
like, that's
a good point,
that's like, in his era...
Dude, Biff is from a different time.
Oh, dude, he was doing some messed up stuff to people, man.
Dude.
He was
I hate to say it, but I think Biff might have been down in Selma and not marching on the good side. I feel like Biff might have a fire hose in the trunk of his car, if you know what I'm saying. He's a racist.
Yeah, I know what you were saying. I'm not gonna go as far as to claim that he's a racist. But
I feel like it's a safe bet, so I'm not gonna pull back on it.
But what I will say is, like, he was definitely like bullying nerdy kids to the fullest extent. Like Nelson will be taking somebody's lunch money. He'll be like, he'll be throwing some punch. He punched a lot of people in the stomach.
Does. Yeah,
he loves the stomach punch. Whereas Biff, I feel like, was like this is gonna. But like hanging people in trees by their ankles.
Wow. Okay. Way to prove my point for me.
That's not
Let's
what I
just
meant.
say like atomic wedgie. Biff's like an atomic wedgie.
Like duct taping people together, like tying them up, like
Biff's a big bondage guy. Is what you're saying.
Well, he was just like. It wasn't just like swirlies and like taking people's lunch monies or stuffing them in lockers. Like he was messing people up for the rest of their lives.
That's
mentally.
the thing. He fully ruins George McFly's life.
Yeah.
Like, until Marty goes back in time and fixes it. Like he completely destroys any chance George McFly has at success.
To the day,
dude. Like that's what it's 30 years.
Yeah,
30 years he destroys that guy. That's psychotic. That's a level of psycho that Nelson, I don't think, has in him, which is a good thing. I think it's next door or something.
Dude, I heard this like faint little like folk tale.
Yeah. Little tall tale noises going on.
Yeah, I think that Nelson is a good cartoon bully.
Yeah.
And I do think that Biff also has a soft side.
I think Biff has a wimpy side. Or maybe, I don't know how to put it.
No, like, because when he gets punched in the face, he runs away, doesn't he?
Biff?
Yeah.
He gets knocked out, I think.
He's knocked out.
Yeah, I think George hits him. Get your damn hands off.
Obviously, the character progression of a bully is that they're always going to be self-conscious about themselves, right?
Yeah.
Like, so
I think Biff has a lot more of that. That's what I was trying to say.
They're both going to have that. Like, that's just, but I think that, and I don't think it has anything to do with age, because I think ultimately Nelson's path of bullying, if he were to ever actually age, which he does not, would always continue on the same line. Like, he would never randomly one day like increase his level of bullying. He would just, and he's not going to be bigger than people forever.
Are you saying
like
once Nelson gets out of the schoolyard, it's kind of like
no, but I don't think he's ever gonna like take it to another level. Like
the way that Biff has.
Yeah,
Biff's literally created his entire life around
a high school Nelson might slap your lunch tray out of your hands or something, but he's never gonna really.
He's not gonna come to your house when you're like both. Yeah, when you're both grown men and be like, "I need you to do my literal job for me."
Yeah. Because he's probably not going to have a job. No offense to Nelson, but he's probably going to be like fairly homeless.
It depends. There's some episodes where you really get to see Nelson shine.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. And I just think Biff is just a piece of shit.
But do you think Biff would win the fight because of that
yes,
full psycho element to it? Like he's completely crazy.
I think that Biff would get mad. Like I think if you punched Biff and he didn't get knocked out and he like fell backwards and like rubbed his hand and his nose
nobody
was
makes
bleeding.
me bleed my own blood.
Yeah,
that
he would
kind of thing.
do that, and then he would like take it way too far, like pull a knife out, stab.
Yeah, he could kill Nelson. Biff might kill a kid.
I'm gonna take
again.
Biff.
It was the 50s though, so.
But there's also an element of
get away with
like
that.
they both throw the first punch and connect at the same time, and then both cry, and like the fight never ends. There's also potential for that. But I think if the fight is gonna end, it's gonna be ultimately Biff winning because, but. Like, I feel like Nelson, because, like you said, he is kind of a poet, could verbally really put Biff in a blender because Biff is stupid.
That's going to be his one shot. Because, yes, you could absolutely.
I'm taking Nelson.
Really?
Yeah, that just did it for me because you're right. Biff is, like, very emotional. Like, I don't think Biff could handle the slander that Nelson could throw at him, and that's one of Nelson's greatest aspects as a bully is – like, verbally, he is very good at it. Like, he's not just saying you're, like, you know
he's
what
got
I mean?
it from all angles. He's not just the physical bully. He's a mental bully as well.
And, like, I'm not saying Biff doesn't say mean stuff, but he doesn't say it. He doesn't articulate it well. Like, make like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm actually going to take Nelson. I think that he's going to really pin Biff. Like, Biff's going to be like, why are you being so mean? And Nelson's still going to be on top of him, like, punching him in the face, like, laughing, saying, mean things.
That's his one shot.
And not even things that are, like, necessarily that mean, but that really hurt Biff's, like, insecurities.
Oh, yeah, because, again, they are so similar. Like, Nelson does know what's going to get this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Push his buttons.
Yeah.
I still think I got to take Biff, though, just because that progression that we see through Biff, like, bullying for 30 fucking years, you're crazy.
But part of that also is that
he's been in the game. He's a fucking vet, dude.
What's his name? Not George McFly never stands up to him.
Mm-hmm.
He just takes it forever. Like, Nelson will give it right back.
Damn, dude.
And I don't think that he can take it back. Biff can't take it back.
You're right.
Biff can shell it. He can dish it. He can't take it back. That's a classic example of somebody that can give it out but can't take it.
You're right, because we do see that. When he gets it, he's toast. So
Nelson,
turn me around.
Lock
it's
me
Nelson,
in, baby.
It's Nelson.
Clean sweep for Nelson. Vote on that on Instagram on Friday. Who would win of the week? Andy.
Yes.
I know we got a little staticky going in the mic right now.
It's all right. I mean, if it comes through, sorry, folks. I know I have to check it.
You gotta check
do some tests on stuff
we gotta run
I'm
tests.
I'm not sure what's going on. I tried to mix up some cables earlier.
Math.
I think it might be the
some
audio
cable
board,
management.
but whatever.
The audio board.
So it wouldn't hurt if we replaced it, honestly, because it's been.
What do we look like? Bill Gates?
Well, I mean, we could get like a much, much nicer one for not that much money. And not that like that's a
as the treasurer of this business, I'm gonna have to look at the numbers.
Okay, that's fair. I'll send you some.
Send me some numbers. Send me a spreadsheet.
Reports. Yeah. I'll get that on you.
Send me some Excel spreadsheets.
Oh God, Excel. You gotta love it.
I have been on a heavy I've been using a lot of spreadsheets lately. Buying a house is like I need a spreadsheet for everything.
Spreadsheet Central?
Oh, dude, I'm cooking up spreadsheets left and right. You need a spreadsheet? I got you.
I hate spreadsheets.
Dude.
I like the idea of them. Dude, doesn't it sound like air is coming out?
Yeah, it sounds like air is leaking out of my tires.
Hey,
dude.
if this is coming through, folks, sorry about it.
Nah, they're fine, dude. They're always
they're
bitching
probably
and
not
moaning.
gonna
You guys are pampered, man. You guys are pampered. But that's all I got.
Yeah. How long we been going? Is it time to get out of here?
Yeah, I mean, we'd be cutting it a little. You want the exact number? 53 minutes.
They're fine. With ads, it'll push it over.
Yeah. We'll get to
Check out Instacart, guys. Make life a little easier.
Actually, no, you know what you guys should fucking do? Honestly, shout out to Alex Bauer. Be like him and subscribe to the goddamn Patreon. Dude. You knew that he was subscribed to Patreon?
Yeah, and I saw it somewhere. But
and there's
we've been doing the Captions On podcast, which is a Patreon exclusive. It's getting so good. The episode that we recorded yesterday was so fun. We did a movie called Miracle in Lane 2 where Frankie Muniz plays a kid in a wheelchair who like has to win the soapbox derby championship. It's incredible.
Check it out.
I mean, it's honestly like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
There's other
perks.
It's so there's other perks that come with it too. Like Alex Bauer is my roommate, for those of you who don't know, and I was taking a shit the other day, and he was like, I have to shit, and I was like, too bad, I'm shitting, and he was like, but my monthly subscription to Patreon just went through. Can you get off the toilet? And I was like, yeah, I can actually.
Yep, there you go.
And I hopped right off.
Fella on the plane.
And if today only, special offer for today only, if you subscribe to the Patreon, we'll give you one free subscription to our YouTube channel.
Wow.
Today only.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
Folks, you're not going to get that anywhere else. I mean,
call in the next 5 minutes.
Got it. Guys, our operators are standing by, okay? And if you want to get this great deal, it's not going to last too much longer. Emily, put a little clock right here. Just put a little 5 second clock.
Counting back.
It starts at 5 seconds.
No, it starts at 5 minutes.
Matthew, we have to get. It's a call to action, dude.
No,
we have to create a sense of urgency. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. Next 5 seconds.
That's 5 seconds. That's all they got.
This is the last thing I'll say is I was throwing a fit about this the other day. It used to drive me nuts on infomercials when they'd be like, call now within the next 10 minutes to redeem this.
Yeah.
Because like, how the fuck do they know when I'm watching the commercial?
Exactly.
I know that's like obviously this thing, but like it's kind of patronizing.
Oh, of course it is,
like,
dude. I used to have to watch the full 30-minute infomercials when I worked at CBS because they would air them on the weekends a lot of times.
Sounds like ass.
And they're crazy.
Did you ever
They're
get
insane.
like one of those vegetable choppers though? I actually want one of those. If you have any good recommendations,
Those are sick. I honestly haven't seen one since like 2006.
I'm gonna get one. I saw
those
TikTok
were
app
awesome.
on the other.
Those
I'm
were
gonna get one.
Those
I
want
to start chopping. Dude, this one I saw the other day on TikTok. This woman was chopping everything, dude. She made a salad and she took a head of lettuce, boom, tomato, boom, cucumber, boom, carrot, boom, chicken, boom, and then she put on a different attachment, fresh cheese.
Wow.
Salad.
Now that's impressive.
Chicken. Boom. Cubed it.
That's very impressive.
Fucking razor sharp.
I know. And you know what? You buy it.
Or she's diesel, but either
way.
way.
Maybe you'll eat a little better. Probably not.
I mean, I cut up vegetables by hand.
Dude, you just go, even if you don't want to eat better, go get your McDonald's, put it in the...
I peel vegetables for fun.
Peeling vegetables is fun. That's just a fact.
Andy.
It's a fact of life.
I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.